say the volunteers are really the icing on the cake.
They're kind of my little heartbeat that keeps us from having to do things that would take busy time out of our day and lets us focus on the patient.
You know, they're kind of the glue here, that you know, they're here because they want to be.
The heart of a volunteer is always giving.
They come in, they have a good smile on their face and they're talking to everybody.
They're just angels. They just help us with everything.
After we opened, we recognized immediately that we wanted a group of individuals who could interact directly with patients and their families and help us, you know, help reflect the needs and wants that this group of patients and families needed. So we thought the volunteers would be perfect for that. Many of them have been patients and have had that experience.
And there we've grown to almost 50 members, and they have just been a joy. It's just an extra touch for the hospital that you normally wouldn't have if you didn't have these people here that want to give from the heart.
The volunteers bring the extra touches to the hospital, which frees the staff to focus on the patient.
Bob gets here before I do, which it's pretty amazing in itself. In general, he's just a go-to man in the morning for us for day patient volunteers.
When my wife died, we don't have any children, and I wasn't going to stay home and be a couch potato, so I thought I'd volunteer.
I had been here before that as a patient. It was a non-surgical procedure, and I was so impressed with the staff and the facilities. I felt like I should give something back to them.
They are the ambassadors of the hospital. They say such nice things and they're so welcoming, and they help the people get through the organization and navigate. They have a bring it on attitude as well, and so I just love them.
We just visit with people, and I'm sort of folksy, and I ask them where they're from, and so often I find people that are from my hometown in Ada. And so then I tell them where I used to live, and they said, oh, I know where that was. It's now a parking lot.
They just reach a population of people that as nurses, we may or may not see. As caregivers, as every other department in the hospital, we may see them for a certain period of time, but our volunteers get to see patients' families when they're waiting. And sometimes the waiting is the hardest, and so taking the stress off, whether it's giving them coffee or drinks or just a friendly smile or magazines or newspapers, all of those things, that's like I say, the icing on the cake.
We're just fortunate to have volunteers here. They make a big difference, and grandmothers do too. I'm very proud of her.
Well, I'm proud of my baby. I was painting my garage floor with a brush, and Lisa thought I didn't have very much to do.
Yeah, I said you need to do something different maybe.
I have a lot of friends. They enjoy it. They feed good.
It's like a little family.
It's a great place to be. The atmosphere is wonderful, and it's a good feeling.
I had a heart attack in Dallas on I-35 one morning in rush hour, and through a lot of circumstance and God's grace, I survived that. I call on patients, much like a chaplain does, and share with them the fact that I've been there, done that. This is home for me.
Every single patient who comes into the hospital gets a heart manual. Now, if they do vascular surgery or if they do major heart surgery.
It makes a huge difference because they have something tangible to take away with them, and it helps them communicate with their doctor even after their visits.
There would be no way that I could do my job without them. There would not be hours in the week or the day to even come close to doing my job if they weren't here.
Helping us out with the flow of the cafeteria, just making sure the coffee, they stay on top of the coffee, the trays, and communicating with me, which is great. I love every one of them that comes in there and help me out every day when it's busy.
I think the heart of the volunteer reflects, again, the needs. They reflect the needs and wants of patients. They tell us what exactly it is that we're missing. How can we provide that extra touch, that extra care and compassion.
They make our job so easy and they help the patients so much. They raise money, and the items that they provide for us to give to the patients just make our lives easier, and they also help make the patients' lives easier.
They're very giving, very big heart, bigger than themselves physically. It's a lot to do to be a volunteer because it's actually, to me, it would be work, but they do it out of the joy of helping people.
The heart of a volunteer is a big heart. It is full of love and willingness and humor and skilled in taking things in stride and going with the moment.
It's all about what's best for the patient. That's why we're here. And that's why we've been so successful and why we are the best.